Get ready for an unfair advantage over your competition. This is the Sales Edge podcast, where globally recognized sales expert and trainer Joe Pici helps you sharpen your skills for booking more appointments and closing more deals. And now, here's your host, Joe Pici.
Hey team, this is Joe Pici of The Sales Edge with podcast number 89. And thanks so much for being a growing team. Not an audience, but a team, and we count on you to continue to give me feedback. We count on you to help me to get better. The Sales Edge is sponsored by Pici and Pici, which is a speaking, coaching, training, consulting firm that specializes in helping our clients take what they do to the next level. Whether it be tactical sales, getting in front of their target market, closing more business, booking appointments live on a phone, whether it's taking speakers, coaches, trainers, and consultants, equipping them with the knowledge and skills of the business side to get more clients. Pici and Pici sponsors the Sales Edge, and we invite you to be part of what we're doing. And please feel free to give us input. We want you to feel comfortable getting a complimentary cup of Joe by just dialing 407-947-2590 or sending an email to me at joe@piciandpici.com. We welcome your input. Whether it's good or bad, we welcome it. You are the quality control. And so today, as we move forward in an ongoing kind of topic area, this one came up in dealing with a lot of my coaching clients, really because so much of our coaching, our speaking, our training is geared towards helping our people sharpen their skills, their methodologies, their strategies. This topic has come up at least 12 times in the last 5 days. And one of my clients said, Joe, you ought to do a podcast on that. Now, let me just tell you this. I ask you to complete the full podcast because if not, you could maybe misunderstand what I'm saying here, because the title is Believe in Everyone, Count on No One. I don't want you to get the idea that I'm saying don't trust anybody, but I do want to help you, and I want to equip you with maybe a mentality and maybe a process by which we can maybe reduce the amount of disappointment that we get in growing a business, a career, or a profession. Let me just say this. I do believe in people. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't believe in people. The definition of believing in people, to regard something as true. To trust a person accepting what he or she says as true. To have complete trust and faith in someone or something. To have confidence in what they say is what they will do. To give credence to. To have a conviction that a person will deliver what they promise. And to have faith in the reliability and honesty of another person. That's what belief is, okay? Now, belief in others is the same process as developing trust. It takes time. It just takes time. And I'm, again, I'm not saying we shouldn't believe in people. I am saying it's going to take time to decide who we believe and who we don't believe, who we should believe in. And so let's talk about now what counting on others mean. So we know what believing in others mean. Now let's talk about what does counting others mean. That's to rely on someone. That's to put complete trust in someone. That's to depend on them. It's to expect their words and their actions to line up. To be completely confident that the job will get done. That's to completely depend on someone to do what's expected of them. And that's to hope their promise will come true. Hopefully you can see belief and counting on are two different things. We can believe in people, but when we count on them, that's a whole different thing, because a lot of our success, the success of people around us, is based on how many promises are fulfilled, how many words and actions line up. Once again, I can sound cynical, and I don't mean to be, and I'm not. The distance between belief and counting on people can be days, weeks, months, and years. And that depends on the character of the other person. That depends on what value the other person puts on their word, not ours. So here's a question for you. How many times has someone else let you down? I'm going to give you a chance to think about what I said. And I know you're probably on a stationary bike, or walking or running or in your car, and you might not be able to jot it down, and that's okay. But I'd like you to think it through, and if you are somewhere, you could write it down. In the last year, how many times has someone let you down, promised you something, committed to something, only to not do what they said? So here's a few things that may have happened to you. A little checklist. A person sets up a meeting with you and they don't show up. What's called in the business no show. How many times does that happen to you? Okay? A person says, yes, I want to meet with you, I'll be there, only to leave you sitting there at a coffee shop. Another one. Right before you're supposed to meet, you get that text message. Something has come up. I'm not going to be able to meet. We can reschedule. And your heart drops. That other person didn't think about the miles you drove. That other person did not put a value on your time. Did you? Did you put a value on your time? Number 3. You're contacted by someone about your product or service, and the person says, I want to buy from you. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to get started. And then they disappear. And it takes another piece of armor. It takes a piece of your heart. You drop your head. It has an effect on you because you counted on it. Number 4. A person or a company asks you to hold a date on your calendar. Listen now. Hold a date on your calendar only to back out or not even maybe connect with you. They didn't value that day on your calendar. They didn't value your expertise. You counted on them. There was no commitment on their side. There was a commitment on your side. Hasn't this happened to us? Number 5, you have decided as a speaker, trainer, an event planner, whatever, you're going to put on your own event. And a person says, can you hold a seat for me? I'm good for it. I'll be there. Only to back out at the last minute, not even connect with you, or the day event not show up, and you are out the money. And it takes another piece out of you. Begins to put doubt. Here's another one. A person promises a project to you. You're paying them to complete a project. You're counting on them. They were going to have your website done by such and such a date. They were going to have your social media done by such and such a date. They were going to have your car done by such and such a date. They were going to bring this project in on such and such a date. And so you counted on them to bring in your project, whatever it was, on time, on the date and time they promised, on scope, and within the budget you gave them, only to deliver late, to not be exactly what you asked for, that scope, or to go over the budget. And it's another piece of doubt. It's another piece of hurting you, hurting your business. How about this one? Promises made, but excuses delivered. Boy, that's powerful. Promises made to you and excuses delivered. And some people believe if I have an excuse, if I have a reason, you'll understand. So what does this do to us? What does this do to our psyche? Number one, we lose trust in people. All of a sudden, a couple bad apples cause us to lose trust in everybody. Number two, we lose hope in our success. This is going to happen to me over and over again. I will never be successful. We begin to lose hope in the future of success because we're counting on people that are not delivering. Number three, our businesses are hurt as we have allocated time and money and preparation that goes nowhere. So now you've sowed time and money, expertise, intellectual property, manpower, and it doesn't go anywhere. It's another piece. It's another doubt. It's another destruction to us. Next, we can become bitter. All of a sudden, we can throw everybody into the same cart and become very bitter towards people. I remember a guy said from stage one time, adversity will make you bitter or better. So when these things happen to you, are you learning from them or are we getting bitter? Number five, yeah, we will and can become extremely cynical. Everybody lies. This never works. And number six, we lose complete hope and trust in us becoming extremely successful. So here's some joeism suggestions. I've been getting some flack on my joeisms lately, which is okay. I like flack. I'm the kind of person that likes when people disagree with me because it just makes me better. In fact, I had a lot of people disagree with my last podcast, number 88, which was on professionalism. Woo! Did that create some stuff? So here's a few things that I will suggest. Not mandate. It's your life. It's your business. It's what you do. But it is some suggestions. Number one, institute policies in your business. Run your business on policies, and policies are in stone. Okay? Here's some examples of some policies. Have a contract and deposit policy. Here at Pici and Pici, nothing goes on our calendar. Nothing that I don't have a contract and deposit, which is non-refundable. I can't replace that day. I can't resell that seat. I can't, exchange that plane ticket. I've got to have policies and procedures in place to protect us. Number two, only count a person is coming to an event when you cash the check. I know there's a lot of consultants on here, and there's a lot of speakers in our part of the people who listen with us, and you like to put on events, and you lose money. We've never lost money on an event. In fact, our event is paid for within 24 hours of listing the event because no one is coming to the event unless we get paid. And I hear it all the time. I've got 4 promises. I got 5 promises. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but in my mind, I've said, you haven't sold any seats. Sorry if that was a little too strong. Number 3, have a refund policy. You legally, if you're taking someone else's money, have to have a policy, okay? Our policy is no refunds. We will roll the money to the next event, okay? That's a policy. And so I'm not hurt, they're not hurt, we're not stealing anybody's money. They're going to get an event. Next, confirm every meeting. And I was taught never confirm, they'll cancel. I'd rather confirm the meeting than be sitting in a coffee shop 40 minutes from my house because I was afraid they were going to cancel. The way I set meetings, I don't get cancellations, I don't get no-shows because I have a very strategic way of doing it. Number 5, hold people accountable. If somebody's supposed to deliver something to you on time, on scope, on budget, you have to hold them accountable. All right? In a nice way, polite way. Number 7, recognize, is this a legitimate reason or an excuse? Easily recognizable. Sometimes things come up. I know that. Is this legitimate or is it just an excuse? You have to become a professional at recognizing things. Number 8, decide if this person, should I do business with them? After a certain amount of time, the same people will do the same thing over and over again. Over and over again. You have to decide, is this time to cut bait? Is this person wasting my time? Sorry. What happens is, utilizing policies, procedures, over time, people will emerge. There are a lot of people in my life that I can count on. I couldn't in the beginning because I didn't know them. I had learned the hard way that I believed in everyone. And I counted on everyone. And all of a sudden, I started having these things happen. And so I decided that I would believe in people, but I wouldn't count on them. I wouldn't count the money until it was in the bank. I've recently been approached by some international markets about, can I do this and can I do that? You know what? We are in the dating stages right now. Nothing has happened. Nothing may happen. I'm not counting on them. I believe in them, but I don't count on anything. And so my recommendation to you is, be careful you don't put your heart on the table too quickly. Be careful that you don't give trust until it's earned. You see, you have to take care of yourself or you will run yourself out of business. You'll become cynical. You'll lose your belief. You'll lose your dream. Business is not as hard as we think it is. Business gets hard when we do business with people that we can't count on. So this has been Joe Pici. Take out your phone, type in 55678, text that to Sales Edge. That's one word in the tagline. That'll take you to a splash page after a link, and that'll give you some free downloads. Go down to a podcast. You can share this. Please share this podcast. If you like it first, then share it, and then write a comment on it. Hopefully this has been of value to you. We'll see you at our next podcast. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for listening. New episodes will air each Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and give us a 5-star review. The Sales Edge is sponsored by Pici and Pici Incorporated, a firm which provides training, consulting, and keynote presentations, empowering corporations and individuals to attract and retain quality clients for higher revenues and growth. Make more money in sales. Speak with Joe in person by calling 407-947-2590 or visit www.piciandpici.com. Spelled PICIAND, PICI.com.